More courtroom drama over Prop 8 with new arguments and a new judge. Recent surveys have been so encouraging for our side that this week our opponents resorted to creating a fake survey to spread misinformation. And civil unions are set to make way for full marriage equality in Scotland and New Zealand. I'm Matt Baum and welcome to Marriage News Watch for September 5th, 2011.
Marriage News Watch is made possible by Marriage Equality USA. If you're getting married, you can make Marriage Equality USA your donation gift beneficiary at marriageequality.org/gifting. By Carbonated, a creative agency. And by viewers like you.
Early last week, a federal court heard arguments over releasing the tapes of the Prop 8 trial. The Prop 8 proponents claim that the footage needs to be kept secret, citing their witnesses' privacy concerns. Of course, those witnesses have been more than happy to appear on television in the past. It's just now that they're under oath and penalty of perjury that they're suddenly camera shy. The court's expected to rule on the issue any day now, but in the meantime, there's a second hearing this week before the California Supreme Court. That one's much more complicated and involves a legal principle called standing. The American Foundation for Equal Rights has put together a comprehensive Q&A to get you all caught up on what's going on, but here's the abbreviated version. The Supreme Court is going to help figure out whether the Prop 8 proponents have the legal authority to defend Prop 8 on appeal. You can follow AFER on Twitter for live coverage of the hearing Tuesday morning at 10 a.m. Pacific. The good news is that no matter how the California Supreme Court rules, we win. If their ruling results in the proponents not being able to defend Prop 8, then the case is over, and we can start dismantling Prop 8 for good. If the proponents do have the right to defend Prop 8, then we'll have an opportunity to take the case all the way to the Supreme Court of the United States, where we'll win on the merits. Don't forget, during the trial, we introduced overwhelming evidence, and their side could only muster 2 witnesses, both of whom had such serious credibility issues that now they want to destroy the tapes of the trial. That Supreme Court hearing happens on Tuesday of this week, the 6th, and there's one more complication. It'll be the first oral argument before the court's newest justice. Goodwin Liu was just sworn in a few days ago, and he has an excellent track record on LGBT equality, strongly supporting the freedom to marry. But Tuesday's hearing isn't actually about marriage. It's a technical squabble over the way that California law works. So the Supreme Court will make a general ruling about state law, and then it's up to the Ninth Circuit to decide how that ruling affects this particular case. That'll take quite a few weeks, so you can cross your fingers for a ruling before New Year's, but expect the appeal to be settled sometime in 2012. In the meantime, it seems like more and more surveys come out each week that show a dramatic surge in support for marriage equality. This week we got new data from New Jersey, Pennsylvania, and from a national survey of young people. There was also a rumor about a survey in North Carolina that showed us losing ground, but that turned out to be a phony trick by our opponents. Let's start with the young people. A new survey by the Public Religion Research Institute shows 62% of millennials support marriage, including a near majority of young evangelicals. Over in New Jersey, 52% of likely voters favor marriage, with just 32% opposed. That support raises to 58% for civil unions, but remember, a commission found 3 years ago that New Jersey civil unions fail to offer the same protections as marriage. In Pennsylvania, 50% favor marriage and 62% favor civil unions. There is a marriage equality bill in the legislature right now, SB 461, but it hasn't moved since it was referred to the Judiciary Committee in February. And in North Carolina, a survey showed that voters supported an upcoming measure to ban civil unions, but that didn't sound quite right, and Equality North Carolina dug into the numbers to find the truth. And the truth is that the survey was conducted by anti-gay activists and asked misleading questions. More accurate polling shows that 57% support marriage or civil unions. Nevertheless, the North Carolina Chamber of Commerce has been dragging its feet on supporting the measure. This week, representatives said that they hadn't seen any evidence that marriage equality benefits businesses. That's a disappointing position, because in truth, the evidence is overwhelming. Over the last few years, the Williams Institute at UCLA has published study after study, the most recent showing that full national marriage equality would generate nearly $17 billion in expenditures. In international news, Scottish legislators have launched a consultation with constituent groups on legalizing marriage. Polling is so far encouraging, with 60% supporting marriage to just 19% opposed. And activists in New Zealand have announced plans for a march on Parliament on October 20th to demand that the country replace civil unions with full marriage. Those are the headlines. Visit us over at marriagenewswatch.com for more on all those stories and more. And remember to follow AFER on Twitter for live coverage from the Supreme Court. We'll see you next week.
Marriage News Watch is made possible by Marriage Equality USA. If you're getting married, you can make Marriage Equality USA your donation gift beneficiary at marriageequality.org/gifting. By Carbonated, a creative agency. And by viewers like you.